The healed man won't chase you. He'll pursue you, and you'll feel the difference. He's not gonna blow up your phone at 2 a.m. He's not gonna love bomb you for a week then vanish. He's not trying to win you over. He's simply inviting you in. You'll feel it in how he listens, how he speaks with patience and not pressure, how he makes plans and follows through without needing applause for it. He doesn't flirt to fill the silence. He flirts with intention. Pulls your chair out, remembers how you take your coffee, texts you I'm outside before you even grab your bag. He's not trying to impress you. He's just present. And presence is rare. It's masculine. It's safe. But here's the twist. You only recognize that energy once you found it in yourself. Because when you're grounded in your own worth, you don't fall for chaos. Real love doesn't rush. It draws you in slowly until one day you realize you stopped bracing for its impact and started leaning into trust. The last girl I was talking to made a comment about how quick I am to respond to text. She said, "You're literally the busiest, most successful person I've ever talked to, and yet you're the most responsive." She asked, "Why do I respond so quickly?" And I said, "Because communication is a sign of respect." And it is. Because if I care about you, I don't play games with your time. I don't calculate how long to wait before I hit send. I just respond. But I understand that that's rare now. We've built a culture that treats connection like a negotiation, where people wait hours just to prove they are less interested, where the goal is to look unavailable instead of being emotionally available. Modern dating is broken because everybody's obsessed with control. Nobody wants to look like they care first. Nobody wants to seem too eager. But real connection doesn't grow in silence. It grows in consistency. If you're holding back to protect your ego, you're not building love, you're building distance. And that's the difference between lust and loyalty, between attention and intention. You want something real? You have to be willing to communicate like it's real. Texting back isn't weakness. Calling when you miss someone isn't desperation. Being present isn't simping. It's called respect. And if two people can't talk with honesty and rhythm, what exactly are you trying to build? Because in the end, it won't be the trip to Tulum or the dinner at Carbone that keeps you together. It'll be the communication in between. That's the foundation. That's where trust lives. And if it's not there, it's already falling apart. Men's most romantic belief is that I can be loved for who I am. That's the dream, right? To be held without expectation, to just exist and still be worthy. But most men learn the truth quietly. You are loved for what you do, what you produce, what you provide. And if you stop producing, the love gets cold. Like Chris Rock said, women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Men are only loved based on what they can provide. It's not bitterness, it's biology. And once you see it, you don't unsee it. You realize no one's coming to save you. No one's checking if you're okay. People only notice when you stop carrying what they got used to you holding. So what do you do with that? We don't collapse, we build. Not for their love, but for our legacy. We train, we earn, we discipline. We hold the line because someone has to. And you know what? If one day we are loved for more than what we can give, that's a blessing. But if not, we love ourselves anyway, because we know what it costs to keep showing up when no one claps and no one is willing to help. There are only two people in this world that you need to make proud. Not your mom, not your dad, not your husband, not your wife, not even your kids. It's the 8-year-old version of you and the 80-year-old version of you. The 8-year-old version of you, they didn't care about status. They cared about joy, running fast, laughing loud, being brave without asking for permission. The 80-year-old, they don't care about likes. They care about legacy. Did you love? Did you risk it? Did you say the shit you always meant to say? Right now, you're caught in the middle, stuck in pressure, surrounded by noise, forgetting that the only two people who truly matter have your name, but none of your ego. One still dreams, the other remembers, and both of them are watching. So stop chasing applause. Start becoming someone worth remembering. Because at the end of all of it, it's not the world you have to answer to. It's the child who dreamed and the elder who lived. Casual sex is the biggest scam of the 21st century. You think you're winning. New bodies, new stories, new numbers, but your body knows better. During sex, you release oxytocin. It's a bonding chemical. It doesn't ask if you like them. It doesn't check if they're loyal. It binds you because that's what it's wired to do. You think you're stacking experiences, you are stacking emptiness. Every quick attachment that goes nowhere, it cuts into your ability to trust. It erodes your ability to empathize. It deadens your ability to feel intimacy when it actually matters. They sold you freedom, but you bought loneliness at scale. They told girls that liberation was being numb. They told guys that status was how many women they could forget. And now, nobody knows how to stay when it's actually real. You are not broken, you are just programmed the wrong way. Real love isn't soft. It's dangerous in the right direction. It binds, it claims, it costs. That's why it's rare now, and that's why it's worth everything. You're not ugly, you're just listening to the wrong frequency. What if I told you the music you're listening to is actually making you uglier? You're not just what you eat, you're also what you absorb. And sound is programming. There's a frequency called 528 hertz. They call it the love frequency. It's been shown to reduce cortisol, repair your brain cells, and bring your body into balance. So what does that have to do with beauty? Everything. everything. When your nervous system is calm, your skin heals faster, inflammation drops, sleep deepens. And deep sleep is when collagen rebuilds, melanin regulates, and your whole presence elevates. Science already proved that sound waves can change the structure of water, and we are made of 70% water. So imagine what happens when you stop blasting breakup songs at 3 a.m. and start aligning with frequencies that actually nourish you. It's not a stretch, it's science, it's resonance. Even people who listen to house music age slower. Their nervous system is regulated through rhythm. You don't need another product, you need to retune your body to beauty. Because beauty isn't a filter, it's not surgery, it's not genetics. Beauty is a frequency. And when you start vibrating different, you start looking different. If you are someone who knows deep down that you are meant to live a big life, a luxurious life, full of abundance, but you just don't know how you're gonna get there yet, I want you to watch this whole video. So I went to college because that's what we're all told to do, right? Graduate, get a good job, retire when you're old and tired. But that path always felt like death to me. I graduated early, smoked weed all day, played Call of Duty. I didn't know who I was. I was depressed, aimless, lost. But I wasn't stupid. I just needed a different game to play. So one day I decided I need to lock in. I moved back home and I saw my uncle bought a new boat. He was making really good money. But I was confused because I knew he wasn't that smart. This is when I learned one key truth. Being early beats being smart. The money follows momentum, not IQ. I found out he was helping brands on Amazon FBA and he was making a killing. I went all in. And by 26, I'd already built a 9-figure e-commerce business and created the foundation for everything that I have now. And if you're watching this wondering if it's possible for you, it is. You have to be willing to go all in because this isn't just about income. It's about freedom. It's about that life you know that you're meant for. Don't settle. Don't wait. Let's fucking build. Research proves that clubbing once a week is actually good for you. Less cortisol, lower stress, healthier heart, all from moving your body, being around energy, and getting lost in the music. Meanwhile, you've got people chasing a perfect sleep score, weighing their spinach, stressing over their Oura ring, but can't remember the last time they felt alive. You've mastered clean eating, but your soul is starving. Because health isn't about restriction, it's about rhythm. When you're on the dance floor, you're not thinking about bills, you're not overanalyzing texts, you're present. And presence heals. Let your body move. Let your inner child breathe. Life isn't a science project, it's a dance. And you weren't put here to optimize every second. You were put here to feel. So yeah, meditate, eat clean, lift heavy. But every once in a while, do it right and go lose your mind in a room full of bass. Your nervous system will thank you. You can always tell when someone's going to be successful. There's a whole different energy around them. It's hard to explain, but you feel it. They move different. There's a level of obsession and clarity that sets them apart from their environment. They don't fit in and they don't care to. I've always had a weird knack for spotting this. You know when someone's just got it. Like TJR, before he was big as he is now. I told people watching him, that kid makes more content than anyone I've met. God tier work ethic, autistic level obsession with the craft. And I've got my 20-year-old producer right now, Dedro. Same energy. We're in the studio and he's the youngest in the room, but he's not afraid to speak up. He knows what he hears. He knows what he's building. That confidence isn't arrogance. It's alignment. They don't need to be validated by the room because they know they're there to change the room. So yeah, you can tell when someone's going to be successful. They're obsessed. They speak up and they never trade authenticity for approval. Because when someone is truly chosen, they don't chase the crowd. They create the standard. People who vibrate high spend a lot of time alone, and that's because their energy makes people very uncomfortable. It's not that you're antisocial, it's that your frequency is loud. You walk in a room and shift temperature without saying a word. People stare, they're drawn to you, they're low-key bothered by you, and most of the time they can't even explain why. If someone's moving with insecurity, if they're unsure of themselves, you don't feel magnetic, you feel threatening, because presence exposes absence, and when you've spent years mastering your inner world, you naturally disrupt people still hiding from theirs. You can hug her, you can tell her you love her, but your girl ain't your girl, bro. I learned that lesson the quiet way. I was seeing this girl for a little while. She said her ex was crazy, but I never listened to that talk, because if he spiraled, chances are she helped spin the wheel. That whole time though, I'd get these strange texts, no caller ID, cryptic energy, but I was too locked in to care. Then comes my birthday, trip to New York, Blondish playing a set in Brooklyn. A week before, I posted a story with her telling people to pull up. The day comes, we get there a little late, walk straight to the DJ booth. The set is gas, motion across the board. I look up and across from us, I see dude, the ex, flew from California to New York for a house music set that I know he isn't about. You could tell he thought I'd show up with her. What he didn't know, I cut that off weeks ago. Towards the end of the night, I catch him headed to the restroom. He's with his boy, I'm solo. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm on a Molly-juiced bank run at this point, and I look man dead in his eyes and say, Rob ain't ever tripping over any bitch. You could see it hit him, and even he was confused who he was becoming over this girl. But fellas, don't let your feelings turn you into a side character in a story you were never meant to be a part of. If you choose a woman that comes from chaos, she'll pick you to solve her problems, but she'll pick another man that will create all of her problems, and then she'll rotate between the two. I've lived this one. There was a time in my life I was the guy who caused the chaos. And I'll be real, I didn't always feel bad about it. I was young, reckless, emotionally unavailable. For some reason, women who came from dysfunction gravitated towards that energy. There was one relationship in particular that cracked something something open in me. Every time I disappeared, she'd run back to this stable, safe guy, someone who would probably marry her. But the second I reached out, she'd blow it all up, chase whatever I was doing. I didn't understand it at the time, but now I do. She grew up in chaos, so calm felt foreign. Drama felt like home. That's what happens when trauma goes unhealed. We mistake emotional survival for connection. We confuse adrenaline for love. But here's the truth. You have to heal that part of you that sees dysfunction and calls it familiar. I'm proud to say I've evolved, but it took real honesty, real healing, real growth, because your future self isn't built in chaos. It's built in clarity. If a man has a roster, he's typically a loser. You know how much energy it takes to text 14 different women and go on 7 different dates in a week? Brother, is your only hobby being available? This idea of having a roster sounds cool until you realize it's just a distraction disguised as validation. I'm not saying don't date. I'm saying if chasing attention is the center of your lifestyle, you're probably not building anything real. Purpose gets quiet when you're overstimulated. If you really want to elevate, fall in love with your routine, romanticize your mission, build a life so full you forget to check who's watching. Because real confidence isn't juggling women. It's building yourself so solid you stop needing someone else to make you feel chosen. The right one will come, but she's not going to be impressed if you spent the last year auditioning for 12 girls who barely even know who you are. Get off the roster, get back in alignment, and give that energy to the man you're supposed to become.